and my great fan and mentor, Mr. Joe Frank. I know you love that song, right, Joe? How are you? Oh, boy. How are you?
Okay.
Good to hear your voice. Good to hear from you. We miss you, too. Hey, I learned from you. It was the best, right? You're the king. You're the king. You're king of nostalgia, the king of memory lane, the king of the telephone, and the king of Lou Christie and Pete Bennett. That's right. Hey, you want to say hello to Lou Christie?
Hello, hello, hello. I think the last time Joe, I saw you, I was with Sylvia Miles. We came down to your restaurant there.
Well, you're not going to believe what I'm going to tell you. I just being interviewed by the New York Post. They asked me for my golden dozen guests. I mentioned
Sylvia Miles.
I mentioned John Lennon. I mentioned Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Charlie Chaplin, 5 U.S. presidents, Ronald Reagan 5 times.
So who took John Lennon to the studio?
John Wayne, Richard Nixon twice.
Oh my God.
Harry Grant, and I mentioned way up there, Lou Christie. You got to believe me.
I believe you.
It's me in the paper.
Oh my God.
Right?
This is over there.
That's what the New York Post does. You got to go to there.
Yes.
One day soon, I do my interviews on Bloomberg Radio, and this week we got Neil Sedaka, we got Dan Rather, we got Olivia Newton-John.
Fantastic.
We got Lainey Kazan, Connie Stevens. I would love to do a telephoner with you.
Sure.
When you're available.
Absolutely, sure.
We're heard by 35 million people all over the world.
What do you say? You booked the date right now on this show.
I'll give you a tremendous plug that day.
By the way, Joe, isn't it true that when John Lennon came into your studio, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Pete Bennett brought him in there?
Pete Bennett is the greatest record. He's the #1 arranger and organizer of events, interviews. Is he there with you?
Yeah, he's right here. He's to the left of Lou Christie, to the right of Jim Petrecca.
Can I say a little?
Please, Pete, go ahead.
Hi.
Pete?
Yes.
Pete, can you hear me?
Yes.
Pete, you want to tell the whole world how far back you and I go?
A long time. I did a lot of shows on your TV, and the time I brought John Lennon and Yoko to the TV show, nobody could believe it.
How about Bob Hope?
But Bob Hope there too, and Jimmy Roselli.
I got a picture of Jimmy Roselli on my show with Vic Damone together.
Oh, gee, I saw Rick a couple of weeks ago.
No, how's he look, okay?
Yeah, he looked okay. He was sick about 2 years ago, but he's living out in Palm Beach.
How's Jerry Vale?
Jerry, forget it. No, he's doing okay, but he can't sing anymore.
No more.
No, he's Jerry lives in Palm Springs.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Listen, Pete, to hear you and Lou Christie at one time on one program, you know what your rating is going to be tonight for Teddy Smith?
Hey, listen, I get all this from you, Joe, like having all the great people, a dancer, a promoter, and a rock and roll singer all together.
I would sell you a friendship for $100.
Not even 200?
Let me tell you something. Joe Franklin, to me, is the #1 personality, TV personality in the world. I have known Joe since I was about 15 years old.
That's right.
And we did, if you recall, we did your first big TV show, ABC Television.
I was on Channel 7 for 15,
That's right.
15
Am I right?
Channel 9 for 30
That's right, in 30 years. And nobody ever replaced you. Nobody.
Thanks to I made that deal with John Lennon. Every time he was on once, I put Yoko Ono on 3 times.
That was the deal.
He was on my show 3 times, and Yoko 9 times. He wanted to show the world that she could be on the air without him, you know, with that support. Thanks.
How about
organized all that for me.
How about a story, a Lou Christie, Joe Franklin story?
Lou Christie, let me tell you one thing. When I played Lou's songs on the radio on the all-night show in WOR, I would say the phones burst. They burst. Nobody's got that thrill.
You can ask Bob Obrien. He used to screen the calls over there, produce the show, right?
There's one Lou Christie, and the man still packs them in any place he goes. You can't. It's tough to buy a ticket.
How would you like to go see him in Westbury? We'll go together with you and Bob Obrien, Jim Petrecca, John, Pete Bennett, the whole works. We'll go see Lou Christie.
You pay for the ticket.
Okay. Now, don't have to worry about it. Spence will give it to me. He's in the back. He's going to bring Joseph Arthur on the show soon, right?
Yeah.
So I got the right? Yeah, the right guy, right? Good, yeah.
Somebody just asked me if I enjoyed Billy Crystal's impersonation of me, and he did me for 4 years on Saturday Night Live. You know what I said?
What'd you say?
I said the first time I saw Billy Crystal doing Joe Franklin, I said, Billy, one of us is lousy.
Well, anyway, you'd like like to comment a little bit more about Mr. Lou Christie tonight here on the show?
Give him a break, the poor guy is...
I'm a fan. I'm way back in what's the big one, Lightning Strike?
Yes, well...
I played that so many times on the all-night radio show.
Uh-huh.
You're at your peak right now, and you're talking there with Teddy on Coast to Coast to hook up. And listen, I want to get your number from
Jim.
Teddy and Jim Petrecca, who's also a marvelous coordinator. And we'll do a thing on the telephone. I take every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking. Would you enjoy doing it?
Sure, absolutely. I always enjoy doing yours.
And I remember up the street recently. It was nice to just bump into each other and chat for 10 minutes or 2 minutes. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
We got great memories, and the best is yet to come, right, kids?
You're the best.
You're the best.
Yeah, I'll let you kids get back to your radio, but listen to them. I'm on my own radio now, and God bless you, and we'll be in touch soon enough. And give a little to Bob Obrien, too.
Bob Obrien.
Thanks, Joe. Good to hear from you.
Thanks, Joe. I know Bob had something you wanted to share with us right now. You were holding that paper. I'm slightly blind in my right eye. I'm sorry. And my voice, I need to rest my voice. But before I do that, tell us what you have to share with us.
I just want to say thank you, Joe, for letting me get my start in radio, and thanks for believing in me.
Bob, you become almost a national legend, and people...
See that?
They know the style, they know the tempo, the cadence, the rhythm, the beat, and I'm very proud that I'm your mentor.
Thank you very much, Joe. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, okay?
God bless you all.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Let's go to the phones. Hi, how you doing tonight?
Alfred from Brooklyn.
Al from Brooklyn. How you doing, Al in Brooklyn? How's Brooklyn? How's Al? Alfred.
Good, everything's good. Is Lou Christie there?
Yes.
He's right here.
This is me, Al.
How you doing, Lou?
Great, thank you.
I put the first record to Gypsy Cry when it came out in 1963.
Uh-huh, that's right.
And the flip side was very good, Red Sails and the Sunset.
That's right.
And then I bought Lightning Strikes when it was #1 on WABC in 1966, too.
Yep. What about Two Faces of I?
I heard that Linda Scott sang back around on I'm Gonna Make It Mine. Is that true?
She did. She was one of the girls who sang background, and I was Linda Scott, and I think it was Ellie Greenwich was on that too. And I'm trying to think of who else was on it. Oh gosh. Maybe, I think it was Tony Wine, maybe, and she had a great sound. Linda was a very good friend of mine.
She's still singing, right?
I don't think so. I haven't heard from Linda for years.
Linda Scott?
Yeah, Linda
She
Scott.
died.
She died?
Yeah, I told everyone she died.
She passed away?
I promoted her record. She was on Canadian American Records.
Oh, she passed away?
Yeah, she passed away about, I would say about 10 years ago.
Well, she wasn't too old, right?
Him?
She wasn't too old?
No,
she wasn't. Yeah, I promoted that hit she had. Told every little story.
Alfred, thank you very much for calling in. 212-219-9695. Get your Lou Christie song played, and you can say hello to Lou Christie right here at WPAT. Is that right? Oh, boy.
Oh.
And I thought, my God, I got to get to New York City. I was watching people like Frankie Avalon and Bobby Rydell and Fabian on American Bandstand. I thought, that's exactly what I want to do. I got to do this. Lo and behold, went into the studio and got my first million-selling record. And tonight,
Hey, Richie, how you making out?
we're going to do this song
Look, you didn't know
in the very same key.
I heard a
We
rumor
miss you.
about it, but I don't think it was true.
Sure, hold on 1 second. No, go away.
Because we dated a while, you know.
Good talent.
Yeah, Bobby.
She was on the well, you know.
Canadian
Do you have it? Second from Richie from Elizabeth. He's been with us also for years. He's an artist. Thank you. Richie from